Hi there, and welcome to a Sunday night special for looking up on how the draft's going so far. How's it going, Martin?
I'm good, Johnny. How are you? You surviving all these drafts going on and your phone going off every 5 minutes?
Yeah, that plus all the bloody new charity ones that started in the moment. So, yeah, it's got a bit mental. And I'm stuck behind Mr. JTT, who does not tag, obviously. So I've got to keep my bloody eye on that. So I didn't tag him last time just for the fight of it. But yeah. Yes.
Oh, fighting fire with fire, Johnny.
Oh, he's such a, yeah. He's a lovely guy, but
Stubborn.
a pain in the ass when it comes to that. But yeah, so
I was in a league one last year and it was the same thing.
like I put in all the group chats with the charity bowl. Can you tag the next person up? And he went in some fucking rant, like, and including all over Twitter.
He always rants about tagging. He's always been like that.
Yeah, but Ken, I can wake up to 120 notifications in the morning at the moment with this bloody leak, and I'm not finding it unless I get tagged. So yeah.
Well, I know.
That's a different story. We're not going to go into that one. That's but people have done pretty well, and I've managed to pop in and get in. Having the WhatsApp chat's been really helpful. A lot of people aren't getting notifications, so they've been using WhatsApp to get them, which is obviously helping. So, hi Matthew, how's it going? So we'll go on to the first division then.
Yeah, let's get started. Let's have a look at the first one.
This one's had 2 trades, so we'll go for it first. The basically just a like for like. We'll get the picture, small one, wherever.
There we go.
Yeah. Hi, Gary. It's good to see you too. You're kicking my ass at golf. So, Leeds Lassos and Whitford Rockstars. I think Jack's a bit like yourself and just likes a trade. This is basically a like for like. There was only like about 4 spots between them, but it's a. I'm not really sure. Here you can't see who they have later. We'll see who they get when we go on the divisions. But
yeah, I think what's happened is that he's like, so the top draft pick he's gained would have been the 7th round. So he's probably traded up earlier in the 7th and he's went later in the 8th and the 10th. So the person he's traded with has gained 2 positions, if you know what I mean, and he's gained 1, but his is a higher round. So it makes sense what he's done. He's obviously seen somebody he wants in that round and he's went to get them. So we'll try and have a look when we get there.
And of course, this is the one he did before with Stoke-on Bengals. Stoke-on Bengals did no change his team name. But yeah, so basically say it was swap for swap again.
So he must have gave up more ground on one of them because it's obviously you wouldn't just trade. That wouldn't be a fair trade. So he's obviously maybe only gained a couple of spots in one, and then he's gave up a lot of spots in the one afterwards, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But Jack just likes to trade.
Well, there is nothing wrong with that, Johnny.
Yeah, we know you're quite partial to a trade too. So what do we got? So Jack got Harvey. I don't know who you got it from. I think he got Scatterbo when he did the trades, when he traded back with Brown 3.
Right, okay.
He got Scatterbo, Downs and Dobbins, and Brown 3 he got Warren, Jennings and Williams of the Dallas Cowboys.
They're quite, there's no much between them. Like, I'm quite high on Downs, but I think Jennings and Downs, that's just, I don't think there's really much between them. I think it's just a flavour thing, like which one you prefer. Like, see between Pearsall, Jennings and Downs and Golden, Green Bay, those 4 guys, I like all 4 of them. And I think it's just, when you're picking them, it's like, who do you like the most? So it seems pretty fair, to be fair.
Yeah, there isn't much, because even with Warren and Williams should be the starting running back, but we don't know for how long. Warren will be the backup. Scatterbo, should be the backup, but might end up being the starter. And Dobbins, you don't know what you're going to get when he's injured. So it is a like for like. And then on the other one, it was Harvey and Montgomery for Jack, and Hawkinson and Jalen Waddle for Stoke-on Bengals.
Yeah, I think you'll be the same. You'll prefer the double running back, Harvey and Montgomery.
Yeah.
But then, see if you're going to take a punt on 2 guys, Hawkinson and Waddle are 2 guys. Like, see if The Vikings, one of these wide receivers get an injury or miss time, which Addison is. I think Hawkinson's going to be really good in those games. And Waddle, see for me, I'm that out on Hill. Like I'm totally out on Hill. I think Waddle's going to score more fantasy points than Hill this year. So Waddle's the seat. So it's funny, like one side's taking Harvey and Montgomery, which I think are safer picks, but Hawkinson and Waddle, they've got good upside.
Yeah, I suppose Jack did it this way because he started off McBride, Thomas, and Jigba Allen. Then he got Harvey, Montgomery, Scatterbo, Downs, Dobbins, Sampson, and Kirk. So obviously the two that he traded back for Harvey, that was his first running back in the thing. Yeah, no, but like we said this before we started, this is the draft for Division 1, so this is the one you expect to look like a draft. There's certainly some that don't look like drafts later on, but this is
Yeah,
the
I would say
draft should look.
Yeah, this draft, just this general board, I'd say this is what I'd expect it to look like. The only things that really stand out is 2 tight ends in the first round. I wouldn't expect that. I understand why it's happened, but I wouldn't expect to see 2 tight ends in the first round. And obviously, I think Lamar Jackson, that's where he's going now, 3rd and 4th. You would have thought maybe he would have been in the 4th, but obviously the person that's wanted him thinking, right, he's not going to be there if I wait. So he's went for him maybe a wee bit early, which is fine because Lamar Jackson, he lapped the field. Like Lamar Jackson was like, usually you've got like your top 5 quarterbacks for scoring. Lamar Jackson was like outscoring 4th and 5th by noticeable points, eh? So he was definitely worth it last year. So we'll see if he's worth it again.
And obviously Josh Allen's obviously a points machine. Daniels, who hope he doesn't have a second-year slump, he shouldn't do it because he's a great player. But if you lose to McLaren, it's got Debo. Now you got Jalen Hurts also running quarterback, and Joe Burrow if he can stay healthy. But he's teamed him up with Jamar Chase, that could be a league winner, a game winner most weeks if they both connect.
Yeah,
especially if they play the Ravens twice.
Yeah, there's 2 teams that I kind of think stand out to me for different reasons. So the end team, so the 12th pick, Rob Warner, I really like this. I like his start of the draft all the way down till he gets to Mark Andrews. And I understand why he's done it. But because it likely's out now. So Mark Andrews, start of the season, Mark Andrews is going to be the only tight end going about. So for the Baltimore, so I get why he's drafted him. I just personally would have waited on tight end. See if you've waited that long. Like he's missed out on Njoku, he's missed out on Ingram. I would have just waited a wee bit longer and maybe took a shot on these rookies like Loveland and Warren, or even somebody like Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid was like, I had him last season. He was bad, but he's in a number 1 offense, so there's a good chance he can bounce back. So that's the only pick on that Rob Warner going that early and tight end when he'd missed out on the other ones. I would have just waited. But I think that start. I think that's probably the best start on paper in this league. McCaffrey, Achane, Higgins, McMillan, Jameson Williams, and Swift. I think that's a great start. And then the other team is the 2nd overall pick. So that's Carlton Crewe.
Yeah.
His start of the season is going to be really interesting because Henderson, I think at least at the start, first couple of games, at least he's going to be splitting the field at the very best, I think, it sounds like. Judkins, we just don't know what the hell's going on. Is he going to play for the Browns? We just don't know. And Mixon sounds like at the very least, he's not going to play the pre-season. So even if he plays week 1 and 2, he's going to be on limited snaps, you would think. So Carlton Crewe at the start of the season, he's going to have to try and work something out. But I tell you what, see if he manages to just scrape by a couple of wins. He'll be over the moon. He won't care if it's the 2 lowest scores playing each other and he just wins. Like, he'll not care because later on he's banking on Mixon and Judkins and Henderson being top 10 running backs, in his mind probably top 15 running backs. But the start of the season is going to be mighty interesting for him. Is there any teams that catch your eye, Johnny?
Yeah, well, I've got 2 that catch my eye. One as number 4 because he started off as Jameer Gibbs. You know,
Yeah.
I do like that a bit. But we got Gibbs, Jacobs, and Taylor as the first 3 running backs. Actually, pretty sorted at running back. You got Devonta Smith, who had a good game. Mike Evans, number 1 wide receiver, and they've got much to go against. Travis Kelce, as long as Taylor Swift's played, he'll play him. Jerry Jeudy, Shakir's got a bit of an injury apparently here today, but Cooper Kupp, Goddard, Harris, and Eckler, which is actually just pretty sturdy. Just needs a quarterback. There's a few in this league already do. And I also like Brown T, who was in the trade with Jack Jefferson, London. I know he's got Hill, Connor, McLaurin, Pickens, Warren, Jennings, Igbuka, Javonte Williams, Bo Nix, and Brenton Strange. So it's not quite good too. But yeah, Sean Douglas is probably my favourite one so far. And obviously the stack with 7 rings, Burrow and Chase, if they both stay healthy, that'd be pretty scary.
Yeah, it can. See, the only problem is Burrow's just, he's tied to touchdowns. Like, will he have that many touchdowns again? It's just so hard. You know what I mean? That is the one thing that usually regresses. Like, I think it's going to be really hard. See, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Burrow. See, for them 3 to play at that level again, I don't think folk realise how hard it's going to be. Like Lamar was setting records that hadn't been set for like 40 years and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he's like Lamar Jackson had a record-breaking year last year in a lot of statistics. Josh Allen was Josh Allen as usual, and even Joe Burrow, he was slinging it and throwing so many touchdowns. I mean, see, to expect that again, I don't think you can. I think all 3 of these quarterbacks, I think they'll still be like extremely good. For me, I'm thinking, how could they possibly do that again? You know what I mean? How could they possibly play that well again?
I know. But the problem is that their defence is that bad that he is going to have to throw it about all over the place.
Well, that is very true. He might not have a choice.
Sean's got plenty to choose from. You've still got Stroud, Herbert, May, Love, Murray, Purdy, Goff, Punter McCarthy. He's still got plenty to choose from. So he's in no hurry.
Definitely.
It's like you say, and same with Carlton Crew, they've not got a quarterback. Or Gadam and Goats in the 12, they don't have a quarterback either.
There's plenty of choices. There is plenty.
There's not been many. There was a bit of a mad quarterback rush with the 4 quarterbacks in the 4th round. But I think that's just because Lamar went. But yeah, hey Everett, how's it going? Everett's in the house. Or he was.
Oh, hello Everett.
It's his friend Matthew who joined this year. That's through Everett. So.
Oh, nice one.
But yeah, no, it's a pretty even draft so far. There's nobody really standing out completely. But it's all going to be how they do in the second half of the draft. And it's a little backup ones. There's a good start lineups. Is how they're going to get the backups.
Yeah, it's the depth pieces now, and are people going to choose depth, or they're going to go for? They're going to try and steal other people's backup running backs. You know what I mean? And there'll be more IDPs to come. That's one thing I will say at this draft. I think the IDPs kind of went at like really similar to last year. Like the first IDP went in the 9th, 10th round, which to me, like, this is just me personally. I would never draft one that early, but these guys always go around this time, 9th, 10th. That's what we've seen a lot of last year. So that is very kind of normal. So it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be a gap now, or if the IDPs are just going to steadily come off the board now.
Yeah, I know Matthew's a Clemson Marines. He's in Dwarfy Stain, so we've got a few weeks to get to that one. So,
we will get there.
Anything more for this division you want to talk about?
No, I think we kind of hit, like, don't worry if we've not mentioned your team. Like, all season, every team is going to get a mention. Craig and Johnny are probably going to do like an end of draft and go through all the drafts and do some picks. The Pez and Pork Show are probably going to do something as well. So this is just a quick wee rundown to see how the drafts are doing. Like, there's some that are like nearly finished. There's some that they've only maybe done 7 rounds. So we're just having a quick look at them all just to see how it's going. So I think it's Yen has been it. I think it's Yen has been it.
Are you going to learn this within Yesnaby?
Yesnaby.
I've been trying to teach bloody pork, but it's a fucking waste of time. Like, so there was a trade in this one too, and you can talk us through that one because it was your trade, and this is before the draft.
Oh, yeah. So this was before the draft. So honestly, I didn't think I was going to get a trade done. I was trying to get a trade done for 4 weeks before it started, and it was a lot of folk. Like last year, there was so many trades before the draft across all divisions. There must have been about 6 or something. Okay, like, or even maybe one in every division. Like there was quite a lot. There was a lot of action. I think this year, I think people seen how promotion and relegation works, and I think it may be scared of you. Yeah, I think it may be scared. So it's like 4 down and 4 up, which is quite a lot, and. So I think it did maybe scare people, but for me personally, I moved up in the first round, so I got an extra pick in the first. So I got the 7th, I think, or the 8th pick in the first, and I gave up. Yeah, and so I upgraded a couple of his picks later on. And to be fair, Matt Leo, he actually got in the second round. He actually got some good value actually. So I think it's kind of worked it for both of us so far. And then, but obviously, at the end of the draft, I'm going to have 3 picks or like 4 picks in the last 2 rounds. So yes, I will have a gap at some stage where I think it's the 8th round. I will not have a pick. Yeah, the 8th round I will not have a pick. So that's coming up. So I need to kind of plan actually what I'm going to do.
Yeah, how would you because here's your draft board now. The user at the 7.4. So
we do. We have a few.
Help with this one. So
yeah, we've got a few time zones. I think we've got like 5 time zones or something. So there is. Sam's losing his mind. He's on the he gets the double pick at number 1. So he will go like maybe a full day, and and then he'll do his 2 picks, and then it'll be another full day before he gets another 2 picks. So it's just because he's on the edge, but it is moving. It is going to take a while. Like I don't think we're going to be finished this draft for a couple of weeks. I do think it's going to take us another couple of weeks to get this finished. But let's start. Where do you want to start, Johnny? Firstly, how does the draft board look? So what I would say is that straight away you can see the difference for the top division, because this is Division 2, the one below. 2 IDPs have went really early. 2 IDPs in the 4th round.
Yeah. So 4 quarterbacks, the same as before. Obviously, Sam hit Lamar Jackson by mistake because
did he?
Asleep. Yeah, I offered to take it back from him. I wanted to keep it, but he was half asleep and clicked Lamar thinking it was a superflex. It hasn't been a superflex. In 2 years, it hasn't been a superflex. It's never going to be a superflex. We are going to get rid of kickers, but no superflex. So yeah, I offered to take it off for him. He said no, just keep it. So
to be fair, Lamar Jackson is the one QB I wouldn't mind taking like a round early or whatever. Like he is like you know what I mean. Lamar Jackson could prove that being worth it, especially like they do get boosted in Orkney scoring the quarterback, so you never know. It might work out for him.
Well, I get the rushing first downs as well, so yeah, the rushing attempts maybe, yeah. But that I do like your team. You got obviously Robinson, Lamb, London, Adams. But if he were Walker, depending on how fit he stays, Carmen Ridley you were talking about before. Yeah, I'm probably going to take Sutton, but he got sniped just before you, and DeAndre Swift. You should have a good pass catching running back. But
to be fair, that was the hardest 2 picks I've made so far, Ridley and Swift, because so obviously I took Bijan and then I took Lamb, which was simple enough. And then Drake London fell to me in the 3rd round, and then even Adams in the 4th, I thought he kind of fell as well, and then Kenneth Walker in the 5th. So those 3 picks, London, Adams, and Walker, I wasn't really aiming for those guys. They just were kind of there. And so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to react to like the draft you've got. So I was just like, so I wasn't even thinking about these 3 players. And then, but the way the draft fell, these guys, in my opinion, they fell down a wee bit, and I was happy to take the value. But the hardest 2 picks were Ridley and Swift. There's so many guys I like around this area. There's so many wide receivers I like in this kind of zone. So for me to take Swift before like a couple other wide receivers, I think there was 3 wide receivers I like the look at. But my problem was, I was like, look, I've not see the next round, the 8th round, I've not got a pick in the 8th. So I was like, I need to take a running back here just to have a third running back because I'm not sure what's going to be there when it comes back to me. So then they end up taking Swift over people I actually liked. So we'll see how it works out. But it's been Matt Leo's actually got a really similar draft to me as well. Like I've kind of went, obviously I've got 3 running backs and 4 wide receivers, while he went 5 wide receivers. And I knew Matt was going to do this because I was in a league with him last year, and he did the exact same thing. He likes his wide receivers and he likes his running backs. So I think Matt's had a solid start as well. And obviously he gave up his first round pick, but he got AJ Brown at the end of the second.
Yeah, that's
so. I think he got concerning he traded out the first. He traded out the first round and he ended up with Collins and AJ Brown. I think that's worked out good for him as well. So I'm happy with what I got. I got Bijan and Lamb, and he's happy what he got, Collins and Brown, and he's still got to pick in the 8th. He's got an extra pick in the 8th. So right now things are looking good for Matt, I would say.
Yeah. Hunter went in 2.4. If he ends up playing both positions, he could be the 101 next year.
Maybe. We'll see how it works out. See, for me, it's just, I think that's such a risky start he's had. Is it SBG 33? See, to go Bowers and then Travis Hunter. I mean, and then Andy's got Rashie Rice as well. I mean, this guy, he's shooting for the stars. I think he's either going to be top with like an unbeaten record, or he's going to be bottom. I don't think there's going to be any in between with this team. Like this boy he's got the biggest balls I've ever seen in my life.
He's also got that Tutorial McMillan as well, who's a rookie. You don't know what you're going to get with him. He's meant to be good, but well, Groovy thinks the relegation team. It was a bit early to tell after 6 picks, but we'll find out more after 20. He might pull it back. He might get some quality extra ones later on. But yeah, there's Sean Boy 87. EK Coach is quite nice with the Jefferson, Shane Taylor. Obviously, maybe a bit of a reach for the Porter, Helen Smith. He didn't bite in the quarterback run. That was one good thing.
Well, see, those 3 teams that took quarterbacks, though, I actually like their teams. Like, they've took early quarterbacks. But I think those three teams are, like, they're all kind of similar in different ways, you know what I mean? So I think those 3, it's so early in this draft stuff, but those 3, I think they've set a good foundation, eh? But I think if Matty Leo, if he nails these next, he's going to have 3 picks soon. So he's got the 7.7, he's got the 8.6, and then he's got the 8.10. These 3 picks, I'll be interested to see what Matty does, because this could really shape his team, and trading back might work out a dream for him. We'll see what happens.
Definitely. It does work for some, you know what I mean? If you're not that bored about the first round, and you get you've got to be sure. So,
well, I did it last year, and it is those later picks that make it for you. Like, I ended up with Lad McConkey, who, you know what I mean? He was brilliant last year. So, you need to hit the later picks, but they can definitely work out. What also does, see, if you get injuries, trading back protects you from injuries, because you just have that extra quality player rather than somebody a bit later on. So if you do get an injury, it's easier to deal with if you trade back.
True. I know all about that. Last year at 101.
No, it didn't work out. Was there any other team
that? I quite like Duke's team. Gibbs, McBride, and Jigba, Hubbard, Johnson, and Igbuka. Like you say, you don't know what you're going to get with Igbuka, but Johnson will be the main carrying running back. You might not get the passing ones much, but it's quite sturdy. But it all depends what Pittsburgh are going to be like with that dafty at quarterback, which is why I'm not too sure about Metcalf, because I feel sorry for the running backs. Because if you're going to get 2-3 yards out, they're not going to run the ball. He's going to do his little dinky passes to get his stats up as a touchdown.
I tell you what, I will say about Metcalf. What I will say for him in this draft, like, I'm out on Metcalf as well. I don't like him. But what I will say, see Godfather, who drafted him at the end, I think that's a great pick for his team, because he had Worthy, he's at the 6th round, and he needs another wide receiver. And Metcalf's just somebody, he can play him every week and no worry. He's going to start every game. He's going to get enough targets to put up Like he might not have the highest ceiling, but I think Metcalf will have a safe floor for him. I like Metcalf and his team compared to what else he could have went for. Like a Pickens, risky. Olave, risky. Jameson Williams, risky. Devonta Smith, risky. I mean, the two players he had to pick between was Metcalf and Sutton, probably, because those guys, when you've not got a lot of wide receivers, you just want somebody dependable. So for him to pick Metcalf, they'd actually like that pick for his team, even though I personally don't like Metcalf.
Well, it's funny you said that because you were rattling through the wide receivers, and I said I would have went Sutton, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a choice there.
I do like Courtland Sutton, but again, he has got a rapport with Nix. Hopefully it carried on. But I say you've got Daniel. Daniels should be as good as he was last year, and he's got the legs too. So
what's the next division up, Johnny?
The next division, and then round 19 we're on.
Oh, this
is Queen Hill.
This looks familiar.
Say it. Pronounce it.
Queen Hill.
There you go. Yes.
This looks familiar. Did I get promoted out of this one last year, Johnny?
Yeah, just like I got relegated from when you were in. Yeah.
Oh.
This is the one with our lovely other coast, Craig and Doug. There's quite a few local who've got back.
And this is a good division. It's a good division.
Yes.
I think it'll be a lot of fun during the season. I think you'll all be poking at each other and winding each other up in this one, I think.
Well, I thought of something in the group chat. I think Craig's been trying to have some cheeky trades with Baxter, and Baxter's basically slagged him in public about it. So
as you do.
But they two are. I don't slag anybody trades off in public. I'll do it in private. But they two are like a married couple.
Aye, they are. So this draft is nearly finished, guys. This draft only has 1.5 rounds to go. So you can't even see it all yet. Yeah. So we're actually going to we're going to have to kind of, Johnny, you're in this division, so it's probably better that you start this and what's the teams that you've noticed when you were drafting? You're like, oh, actually, when you're like, wow, I'm kind of. Is there a team you're thinking I'm a bit scared of this team that you think this is going to be a really good team?
To be honest, I mean, too busy following every other league. I'm not really paying much attention to it at the moment. But
you had a good start though.
I've just been picking my team and see how it goes. Yeah, I'm happy enough. Like I've got McCaffrey, Irvin, Wilson, Adams, Sutton is my first buy. I went for Hawkinson because I thought he will get the targets. Pollard. Then I went for Baker, so you better have a bloody good one. Ingram and Goddard, if you get targets. Take a bit of a gamble on Harris now that they're picking up all the old timers. Then you've got Theo Johnson, he'll get his targets. Took a gamble on Tootin. I was the first one to get a kicker. I might as well get the best one in the game. I went for Henley, who we talked about last week.
He was good.
Rico Dowdle's a good running back. He'll be a good backup to Chuba Hubbard, and he might get a few targets. Patrick Queen, I can't believe the age he is, but I'm getting him in the 17th round. And I picked up the rookie James, who might be the backup to McCaffrey if he can get himself fit. So I'm quite happy with my team so far. And
Johnny, that's a really solid start. I like it. I like it all the way down to Baker Mayfield. You take Baker Mayfield, I like that. And then after that, you obviously decided, right, you're going to go into the tight end extra scoring here. That's the way you're going. And I like that like you've made the decision and you've backed it up, because see if you're going to go that tight end route, you're going to need like 4 tight ends to do it. You know what I mean? So here, we'll see if it works or not. But for what you're wanting, you've done it well, Johnny.
Well, you got to go for these things. Everett has got nobody else to pass the ball to. But yeah, Craig's quarterbacks are C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence. I think the way Doug made a comment when Fantasy Man got Dak Prescott on an auto in the 16th pick, I think maybe Craig was looking to get him, but then he got auto-picked because he was asleep. So because Doug made some comment in the chat about being auto-picked by sniped by an auto-pick. But Craig isn't bad though, so.
Craig has been talking up Dak, to be fair. I'm sure he'll be trying to trade for him. I think he'll be hitting him up saying, look, you auto this guy, you probably don't really want him. What can I do to get him, kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm just trying to see. the quarterbacks kind of went, kind of normal. IDPs, they did go later, but then there's a bunch of them away. They kind of like since that round, they've just kind of all been going consistently the way. Like it's never stopped since then.
No.
So that'll be interesting to see if that's what happens, because I think usually they bunch. You know what I mean? Like you'll get a couple of like the odd one here and there, and then towards the end they kind of bunch. But in your draft, they've kind of just went consistently.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's hard to tell because the defensive linemen are orange, so the same colours as the tight ends, and the kickers are the same colour as the linebackers, and the DBs are almost the same colour as the quarterbacks. But yeah.
Well, the second pick overall, Juicy Wren, he's got the stack as well. He's got Chase and Burrow.
Yeah.
But look at this. His heart must be in his mouth. Hurts goes, and he's thinking, right, well, Burrow make it to me. It's going to be 6 picks. And I bet he's like, please don't go. And he gets him. I bet he was, see when he drafted Burrow, I bet you he was over the moon because he probably thought he was going to go.
The best thing was though that I was doing something, but Purdy went, Love went, and Herbert went. Then Joe tagged me saying, "Oh, you're going to stick them practice because it's a quarterback streak." I had no intention of picking a quarterback. I've already got Mayfield, so I don't need a quarterback till late on. So I took Henley. Then he goes and takes Fields. So he's got Drake May, Jared Goff, and Justin Fields. So I replied back, "You only have to play one." But he's got himself 3 quarterbacks. But yeah.
I bet. See, the thing is, though, you just see in a draft like this, where it's quite a big draft. You're drafting a lot of positions. You know what I mean? You're drafting IDPs as well. It's hard to know, like later on, like see after like the 8th, 9th, 10th round, it's hard to know where guys are going to go. Like you can't play by ADP anymore because that'll not work. You'll miss out on guys. So I'm sure if you could take it back, he would like to have Drake May and Fields. Probably not take Goff. But he doesn't know that Fields is... I'm going to be funny. I'll be surprised if Fields falls this far in a lot of the other drafts. Because I'm not being funny. Even if I had 2 quarterbacks, I'd be tempted to take Fields there. Because I think Fields has got upside of being a top 7 quarterback. You know what I mean? He's like at that stage of the draft, he's worth taking a punt on, you know?
To be honest, he's probably scoring the score better than the other 2.
Well, possibly. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't tell where players are going to go. He probably wishes he didn't take Goff now, but you know what I mean. I'm sure he'll be happy to have Fields and Drake May. You know.
I don't. Pez is away this weekend, so Joe's picking his picks for him. So he's got to text me what his picks are.
Oh, right. So who are you? Is there a player you've got in mind for your next pick, Johnny? Hi, John.
I don't know. I feel like I've been sniped left, right, and bloody centre. Hi, John.
So
Because obviously on my queue earlier on, I'd Scatterbo, Mason, Baker, because we talked about Buda Baker, Wanda Robinson on that side, and there was somebody else kept some bloody sniper too. It's bloody annoying. Not right away, but close enough to fucking annoy me. Yeah, Taylor.
Sorry.
Yeah, I do have a queue, so I'm not putting it up.
Well, I tell you what, I'm just looking at the end of this draft here, and I'll just point out 2 boys that I thought are great values that people have picked up. I'm just trying to see, it's went a bit fuzzy again. First overall got Dubs. I think that's a great value. He could end up still being the wide receiver 1 for Green Bay. Who knows?
This is one of the few drafts I don't have him because I couldn't get him because I got taken from it.
Yeah, well, I think he's worth drafting. I would have maybe just took him earlier because I think that's a great value in the 17th. And the other one I like is Douglas. So that's Stevie, the fourth pick. So he's went in. Is it the 16th he's went or the 15th?
Yeah.
Like he might be the wide receiver. He'll be the wide receiver 2 for the Patriots, or who knows what's going on with Diggs. He might be the wide receiver 1. You don't know. I think DeMario Douglas. I think that's a great value there as well. So that's 2 wide receivers that are quite good values. And even see Mims as well. So that's like the 11th pick, James. That's a great value that late on as well with Mims. So there's been some good values late on in this draft. It's nice. It's cool to see a later on draft.
Yeah, the problem with Marvin Mims, like 2 year, he's a better baseball player because 1 week he'll score 40 points, the next week he won't get a touch of the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
So Marvin Mims all the way in baseball, but not so much in a redraft. So who are you liking then? I've almost got to say myself for once.
You know what, Johnny? I really like your start. I like it. And like I said, to Baker, and then obviously you went the tight end route, which, like, if that's your plan and it works, I think you're going to have a great season. I think you will have a chance of promotion. It's just, I did that last year, and I just felt when I got an injury, like, obviously it worked out for me. I did get promotion, but I found it really hard. I just found I was having to, like, waiver wire constantly. I was having to try and do trades constantly. So we'll see how it works out for you. Hopefully it's a bit less stressful than what it was for me. But I think your first 7 picks, great. I think you've got some really good value there, especially Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams. I think they're great picks. And Sutton, I like your starting 3 wide receivers, considering you went double running back. I think you've actually got quite a strong receiving core. Who else do we like? I think Baxter had a good start as well.
Yeah, he did.
Obviously, he went early with London, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, so he took London ahead of Hooker, Collins, Brian Thomas, who else? AJ Brown. I understand that, and I know that's going to stand out. But what I will say is that I think London is probably the safer pick out of all those guys. Like Hooker, Stafford's like got a bad back right now. God knows when he's going to be training because he's already said. I think they've got joint practices with the Cowboys coming up. He's not taking part. They've already said he's not taking part in those. So God knows when he's back. Hooker himself has his own injury problems. Nico Collins, injury problems. Brian Thomas.
Trevor Lawrence.
Well, Brian Thomas, the problem with him is that it's the Jaguars, right? You know what I mean? Personally, I would take Brian Thomas over Drake London. I would. But I can understand why Barks maybe thinks London is the safer pick. So right now it looks like Drake London is going to get all the volume because Mooney's out injured and the only other person is Pitts. So it looks like it's going to be Drake London all the way to start the season. So it is a ballsy pick taking him that early, but I do like his team. I think he's very well balanced. I'm not big on Mahomes. He thinks he's going to have a bounce back. And if he does, he'll be a great value.
There's been a lot of divisions he's been taken earlier, Mahomes. Everybody seems to think he's going to have a good year, but you don't. If the Rasheed Rice and Worthy can both play and Travis Kelce pays attention, he might do a bit better this year, but you don't know.
This is another thing. What is it with the people that take Hunter and Rashee Rice? Well, honest to God, they're so brave. Nobody knows what Hunter's going to be. And Rashee Rice is going to miss anywhere between between 2 and 6 games. Like, nobody knows. Like that, it just makes the start of your kind of the last thing you want to do is start a season like 0-3. You know what I mean?
And obviously got McLaurin as well. He's asking for a trade and not playing because he's injured. Godwin's injured, but I don't know when he's back. Yeah.
Well, I'll be interested to see how this league division plays out because a lot of yous are pals. Hopefully there'll be some fireworks. Hopefully there'll be some trades. So hopefully you'll have a fun time in there, Johnny.
I'm not sure I'll call it fun, but yeah, it should be an interesting one. And we're on to this one. This funny enough, this draft's actually gone quicker since Pez has been away. I think we picked 4 players for him while he's been away. 5 players, I think, while he's been away. So does he 5 before he went away, 5 since he's been away.
Is he knowing who you're picking?
No, he's got no signal. He's away out in the Lake District at a concert, a festival or something like that. So I made his picks last year, but he's got Joe picking him this year. But Joe messages me, and then I put them in because he, he couldn't add him as a joint manager because he would have no signal.
So when he comes last, he's got a cop out, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yes, he's always got a cop out somewhere along the way. You know, it's excuses, man.
To be fair, his team like
last year because he picked the wrong player 1 week and he lost out, and that's how he never got qualified.
God, the quarterbacks went early here, Johnny.
That's what I was saying. You got Baker at 502, Mahomes at 503, Nix at 505. The quarterback Burrow and Hurts at the 112 and 201. When you can only play one, is a bit of a weird stuff. But this is only Gary's third year, though. Gary started really bad the first year.
He did good last year. He nearly got promoted last year.
I know, he went from having like a 11-game losing streak in the first year to like nearly getting promoted the second year. But it was a bit of an unusual Burrow-Hurts start. But stop somebody else getting them or trade bait.
I was going to say he'll be able to trade one of them like easily. Maybe he thought it was maybe he got confused. But yeah, I don't like the double quarterback start. But who knows? Maybe he can trade him and he'll get a value somewhere. But every team has got a quarterback in this league already. That's mad. It's just mad.
I think Pez might be mad and he realised he's got Jordan Love in the 9th when he could have waited because every other team's got at least one quarterback. But I never picked it. I've got the text message thread of Joe.
Well, so let's see who's standing. Oh, we've got a Chase. We've got Batch with Chase, and he's not got Burrow. So he's not got the stack.
But a bit Caleb Williams in the 212.
Batch things. I think Batch is quite high on Caleb Williams because I've seen him draft him in other leagues.
Oh man, it's the Bears.
You know what though? I actually quite see other than Caleb Williams. I quite like his draft. Like he's obviously gone for the double tight end.
He's got 3 Chicago players.
Yeah, but he has gone for that. I actually think his start has got a basis to be a playoff team. I do. It's a solid foundation. He's got a solid foundation. He's went for the double tight ends because he's obviously going into tight end scoring, and I think Loveland and Njoku are good values. You know what I mean? Like I like those guys over a lot of the other ones. So, and then his wide receivers: Chase, Worthy, Pickens. Okay, we'll see what happens with Burden. He's obvious, but apparently since he's actually on the training field now, and everyone's saying that he's definitely going to play in the slot. Like he is, because it's the only place he can play. So
he's got Williams, Loveland, Swift, and Burden, all from the Bears.
Well, he's got some stack there, Paul.
That's a quadruple stack there, triple stack, whatever it is. But yes, good luck, Arthur. That's a hell of a stack.
I actually think I do. I think I hope he does make the playoffs. I think he'll have a chance for the playoffs. So I just think he's got a solid base. I think he'll win enough games to get into the playoffs. And Johnny, and you know as well as anyone, as soon as you're in those playoffs, that's all that matters. Anything happens.
In fairness, Arthur was unlucky because in year one, in the playoff spot for playing to what division you're going to be in, he got done by a score correction and lost to Doug. So Doug went in Division 3 and Arthur went in Division 4. Which he does like to point out quite a lot, to be honest. But yeah, he was very unlucky.
So is there a team that you like? There's a couple here if you're unsure I can talk about.
You can talk about it. I'll have a look. But...
So I'll tell you what. Oh, Batch. Maybe this playoff thing I talked about too soon here.
You've got it on recording, that's it.
No, I've always the Batch. I do think you'll be fighting the playoffs. I do think that. If you keep drafting the way you've been drafting, I think you will. But I actually like see picks 2, 3, and 4. It's the same again. They're really similar, and I think they've all had solid starts there. They're quite all similar teams. One's took a punt on Mixon and Addison and Godwin.
Yeah,
slightly worrying. But then one of them took a punt on Olave. The next one up took a punt on Olave. So we'll see what happens there. And the other one has took a punt on Rashee Rice. So all 3 of those teams have took punts on players where they're hoping, right, once they're playing and they're fit, they're going to outproduce their draft position, which definitely could happen. And the other one is the 11th pick: St. Brown, Cooker, Higgins, Kittle. See, as far as 4 picks go, that's really good. Those 4 picks are really, really strong. And even he's got, and I like Downs. Like I don't like Devonta Smith. Like I'm just out on him. And I know you do like him, Johnny. So you'll like that pick. But he's took Downs later on. Love that pick. He's took Caleb Johnson later on. I like that pick. The problem is he needs to sort this running room out, because right now he's starting Caleb Johnson and Scatterwood. And Caleb Johnson might not start the season, and Scatterwood might not start the season. So he's going to have to try, and I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to have to try and do something. He might actually have to trade for a running back. He might have to trade for a running back. That's a shame. I read the start of that team and I really liked it, and then I got to his running backs and I never realised I think he's going to have to trade. He's going to have to trade for one starting running back. He needs to give something up to get himself a running back somewhere. Doesn't it have to be like an amazing running back? Even just like a Pollard, Brian Robson, just somebody.
Well, that's it. Well, the same with I like Groovy, Bartbase, and Mondays, because Groovy's I liked apart from his running backs, because you always stung me too many times. Henderson might not start. He might win the first fumble by Stevenson. And Etienne, he's got pressure down left, right, and centre. Obviously, football Bartbase, I really like that team as well. But hell of a first wide receiver, though. And Monday, Peter got Josh Allen, Neighbours, Brown, Adams, and Evans and Jones. Waddle, Ridley, Jennings, and Shakir. But it's the running backs. He's only got 2. They are starters, but
Monday's team's actually pretty strong, Johnny.
Yeah,
that's actually a pretty good team. He needs to pick somebody up. But it is a pretty good shot. We should talk about Groovy's team, because Groovy's here, and actually, Groovy, you've actually had a good. I like Etienne. Like I think he will be. Like I don't know who's going to get the most snaps between him and what's his name, Tank Bigsby. But I think Etienne will score more points in fantasy than Tank Bigsby, especially in Orkney scoring. I think Etienne will outscore Bigsby. I'd be pretty shocked if he didn't.
Well, he gets a
Henderson, yes, he might not. We'll see. He might start the season. He might not.
But he's a good player.
He is a good player, yeah. And you know, towards there's been a pick there.
We've got a pick in Ingram.
But you know, towards the end of the season, or even like, let's be honest, like within like 6 games, Henderson's going to be starting. I think, you know what I mean. The bye week's quite late. They wouldn't wait that late. I think after 5 or 6 games, Henderson will be the number 1 running back. It's just the start of the season. And Breece Hall, I think they're just going to run him into the ground this year, actually, because they've kind of already said that he's came out and said, the Jets have said, look, we didn't draft you. You're not really in our plans. You're here for this season. I think there's maybe a chance they just run Breece Hall into the ground. So I think Groovy's got every chance so far to make the playoffs with this team as well. He's had a good start to the draft.
That team would be a really good dynasty team.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Groovy likes dynasty, so maybe that's why he's drafted like that.
Henderson, McMillan, McBooker, Pearsall, Higgins, Coleman, McBride, and Daniels. They're all pretty young players. But yeah, no, it's a good team. But I would, if he picks up another running back in the next pick, but I don't know what's available. Let's see what's available running backs. Well, you got Mason. Pick up if we get in.
Yeah, well, I tell you what. See the boys, the guys that need running backs to start: Ramondre, Javonte Williams, and Jordan Mason. And I think those 3 are the 3 I'd be aiming for. One of those 3: Javonte Williams, Mason, and Stevenson. If you need
Peter went for Mason to be backing up Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
but I don't think I'll get that far, to be honest.
Well, and J.K. Dobbins, by the way, J.K. Dobbins is sneaky. I think J.K. Dobbins has got every chance to like at least be time sharing with R.J. Harvey. See if you're needing a running back week 1, I'd be quite happy to play Dobbins, like in a pinch. You know what I mean? I think you'll get like an average like 12 points or something, which is better than nothing when you're struggling, you know.
But further down there, you've got Algier and Eckler. It would be good for like buy placements, because obviously Eckler gets a good little passing game sometimes, and Algier will be keeping an eye on Robinson. But for this one here, you've got Pez was on the 107, and El Magnano is
Folks' favourite name.
He's in they're both in their own little league as well that I'm part of too. So Joe, you have to better get Joe a hold of actually on WhatsApp than through this. But he's always a busy man, like so.
So is that was this the East? Is that the East or was this the West?
That's the East finish. We're on to the West.
So we're on to the West. Guys in the chat, if we get to your division and you say your team, we'll try and like briefly, like, and we'll just have a quick talk with them. So if you're in the chat, just kind of mention and we'll try and go over them quickly.
I think the ones that are congratulations, EW Kicks and John, I think he's in the West, and so is Matthew Phillips, if he's still here. But this is one trade that happened just before kicking the draft, or was it after when it started? When it started, I think. So actually, I bet Shane McGann would be quite good if he actually changed his name to what it's supposed to be instead of crap team that can't win. Traded with it. I'll give you a little story about this trade because I can see the chat.
So first, let's give some flowers to who one of the players is first, because one of the players is a very good player.
Yeah. So McGonagall was at the start of the second. I think it was a 203, 204. He was after McCaffrey, who got sniped. And he just went, and the man says, I want to trade down. So I'm not sure how quick Mike snapped up our defending champion. Snapped up, swapped to second spot, and ended up with Devon A-Chain at the 203 or 204. But it's a pretty good way to jump up and get up. He wasn't going to make the 210 or whatever, 209. So he must have been chomping at the bit to get that one. But it made it even worse. So the next pick, 209, whatever it is, McGonagall was all ready to pull the trigger on Hunter and got sniped on that one too. Sorry, Daniel, but you do give me grief all the time. So I had to put that one in.
What I will say about this trade is that it's similar to mine. But like I would say, me and Matt, I would say I slightly overpaid with Matt, and I knew I was slightly overpaid. Like Matt got the most, I wouldn't have gave up any more. So Matt got the most out of me, but I was happy to do that because, like, you know, when you're making a trade and you know what you want to do, you're happy to overpay because you're like, yeah, I'm confident it's going to work. So for me, I did my trade because I wanted CD Lamb. That's who I wanted, and it worked out, you know. So I got who I wanted. I think Darlow Destroyers. So yes, the defending champs. That's Mike Bland. I think he's actually overpaid more than I did for mine. So Mike's definitely seen a player he wants in that spot, and he is confident in this player. So let's see who this player is, because I think he's over. I'm not saying he's overpaid a lot, but he's overpaid more than I did. So he must have really liked this player to take him and trade for him. Oh, yes. And we all know, A-Chan. So, I'm surprised. Sorry, what was his name that traded out?
Daniel McGonagall.
Daniel. He's obviously just been raging because he had his heart set on CMC. But honestly, CMC and A-Chan, I think it's a 50-50 pick, eh? Like some folk will prefer A-Chan because he's probably a safer pick. Like A-Chan's a ball catching running back, and I understand why Mike's traded up to get him. Like it had to be somebody like that. Like A-Chan's probably a first round talent in the second round, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make 210, I don't think. So.
No, so but then Daniel with those picks took Jackson, which is fine. You know, Lamar Jackson, great player. And then his extra pick, he's took Calvin Ridley, which I think that's a great pick considering he's took Rashee Rice. I think that's a great pick, him taking Ridley, because he can just start him every week. Doesn't have to worry about him. So if Rashie Rice gets a 3-match ban, fine, I've got Ridley. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to worry about it. So Daniel's done well on the trade as well. So Mike will be...
Daniel's a good fantasy player, but he likes a
draft. Yeah. Mike will be crossing his fingers that Achan delivers what he gave up. I'm the same. I'm in the same boat. I'm hoping CD Lamb's going to deliver. That's why I gave up everything for CD Lamb as well. So we'll see how it works out. So these guys are how many rounds in? They're like 10 rounds in-ish. 9.
Now.
And so, well, that's funny. The top 2 divisions both went tight end very early. 2 tight ends in the first round. Both top divisions did that. So who knows? Maybe they're onto something, you know? Because both the top divisions have done it. Both their drafts went double tight end in the first round. Their quarterbacks went sooner, though.
A little teaser, though, that Burrows does go earlier than that in 2 other leagues. I think.
Oh, wow.
Definitely one. Yes. But anyway, so Ross has gone a bit mental. He's got 2 quarterbacks and 3 defenders. two receivers. He's got Derek Henry and McCaffrey is pretty good. He's got Metcalf and Sutton. Fergus isn't bad, but the 6th. Then he's went
Johnny,
2 and a kicker. He's went for Luke.
Christ, he's went. Johnny, I had flashbacks there when you said he's went a bit mental. It reminded me when you were going off on Craig's team and it was backup running back, backup running back, backup running back. Oh,
so, well, it was though. That was in the Peasant Portman, was it not? When it was all backup running backs, he was basically drafting because he went running back, 0 running back, then panicked because there was none left apart from backups.
Well, what I will say, guys, right? It takes a lot for Johnny to slag your team openly. So, Keltman, if Johnny's out on your team and thinks you're no drafting well, I'm out. If Johnny says you're out, I'm out, because it takes the world for Johnny to be out on a team. And, we've got some fighting talk in the chat. Saying they're going to get promoted back next year. Everett. Yeah. He's coming back. Well, according to Johnny, you'll have a spot because Keltman's not going to be there next season. So there's your spot.
But what I don't like, he's went for Loop, the rookie kicker, as the first kicker to be drafted in that league. Ahead of like Brandon Aubrey, Dick of the Kicker, Harrison Butker, Evan McPherson, all these good kickers. He said, right, I'll go Loop.
Johnny, sorry, your face says it all, pal. We can see you do not approve.
You never know. He might be as good a kicker as Tucker ever was to be one of the best kickers ever, but it's a hell of a gamble.
Well, see, in training camp, he's made like 24 kicks in a row or something, but like it doesn't even, you don't know until you get in the games.
That training camp. Although Dick of the Kicker did get the first donk of the season in the Hall of Fame game.
Oh, I've seen that. Let's see if there's any drafts we like to look at. Right, I tell you what drafts most like what I do. I'm not saying these players, but see the 5th guy in. So is it the Wales? Gibbs. Yeah, so Gibbs, Brown, Wilson, Kamara, Jameson Williams. Took a gamble on Olave. I don't like that. I'm just out on Olave. But Aaron Jones, Kraft, Jennings, I really like that. I like that start. But that's how I draft in this division, in this league. I draft quite similar to that. So I think for me, I like the look of that team just because it's familiar to me. That's the way I kind of draft my teams. So it'll be interesting to see who he grabs at quarterback. Will he go for some kind of... he might grab Fields, and then he'll have the stack with Fields, with Wilson. And every other team's got a quarterback, so he's probably going to hold off until... He'll draft now until he'll get to a round where he doesn't like the... He'll get to a round where he's like, right, I don't like the look of these players, and then he'll take a quarterback there. That's what he'll do. So, yeah, Actually, I like that start he's had. Is there one that you like the look of? Since you've already told us one you killed already and slated.
Well,
some positivity, Johnny.
Smith, the 107 doesn't have a quarterback either, just to let you know.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
I like Tony's team, McBride, Collins, Jacobs, Adams, Moore, Pickens, Ingram. He's got a running quarterback in Murray, but who knows what you're going to get. And Warren, but it's a second running back. Allen started not bad with Jefferson, McConkey, Brown, Burrow, Harvey, Swift, Pollard, Myers, and Higgins. Who'll be basically the number 2 wide receiver.
Yeah, I think he will be. He has a good value now in drafts. I like him.
So you get him on the 9th, not bad. So it's a toss up between there's 4. You've got Daniel, Tony, Allen, and Mike. I think they're like, but there's a few good teams, but those are the 4 that stands out. I couldn't really pick a winner between the 4 of them.
Well, the person that destroyed my fantasy hopes last year, Sim, is obviously he has had a good draft. I agree with you. But let's not talk anymore about him. Thank you very much. But I did actually that team, like you said, you mentioned, is it D Smith? He has a good start as well. He's took a punt on Addison, which I think Addison's. See all the guys that are going to miss time. Addison's the one where I think he'll maximum get 3 games. I think that's the general consensus. Folk think he'll get 3 at max, and you know what it's like. He'll get 3, they'll appeal it down to 2. That's usually how it works. Yeah. You know, so I think he's going to miss him at least 2 games probably. But out of all the ones that are missing time, he seems to be the safest bet. Scatterbo's having a really good training camp apparently, so we'll see what happens. But and I like Matthew Golden. I think Matthew Golden's a great pick as well. But I think this next pick is going to be a running back for him. I think because he's got I've got Ken Walker, he's got Ken Walker. I'm pretty sure he's just as scared as I am. You know what I mean? And Caleb Johnson, again, we just don't know if he's going to start like straight away. By week, you know what it's like. By week 5 or something, he'll be fine. But it's just the start of the season. You just don't know yet. He might be fine by week 1. Like he might just get all the carries straight away. But we just don't know. And Jalen Warren's a really good pass blocker. Like he's really good in the passing game. And guess what Aaron Rodgers really likes? Running backs that can block. So that's the worry for Caleb Johnson, because it seems that Jalen Warren's going to be the perfect running back for Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be the guy he likes.
There you go. Everybody likes what Gatch is doing.
Let's have a look at Gatch. Lamb, Brown, Daniels, Williams, Connor, Flowers, Montgomery, Samuel. Yeah, it's a solid draft. And you know what I'm saying? Like there's always like a player you maybe don't like, but everyone's got different. Like I'm totally out on Deebo Samuel, but it could be totally wrong. Like Deebo Samuel might have a bounce back season, you know, and he's that far down. It's his 4th or 5th wide receiver. You have to take punts at that stage. He is. You're right. This division, apart from one team that Johnny's absolutely obliterated, it does seem to be a close. It seems like it's going to be a close division. This one, it seems like it'll be quite competitive.
Well, it is Division 1.
Yeah, and it does. So far, the drafts do look competitive. We're going to Division 2, Johnny.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to say I do apologise, Ross, but yeah, you deserve it. So.
I'm sorry, but your team's shit is basically what he's telling you, pal. Sorry.
But Ross is a canny player, you know what I mean? You look at it, you go, yeah, but he wins. You know what I mean? He finds a way to win.
Johnny, see when he wins all of Orkneybowl.
I'll be handing him the trophy because he lives in Orkney, so it's fine by me. I usually bump into him in Tesco, so it's no bother. So
Johnny, he's going to be egging your windows tonight.
Yeah, probably. It's one with the green door. Yeah, Alan will be hiding from there from probably in a couple of weeks. He won't want to bump into me in Tesco's for the rest of the year. So Alan said I won't see him for at least 3 months.
Well, I hope I never meet Alan in the playoffs ever again. Thank you very much.
Oh, it was a nice surprise for him, that one. Yeah, there you go. So, Mays House, Division 2. So this has got As I Looked It, which is Craig's son, in it. Obviously, we've got Del Boy Dexter, Derek, who Craig likes to rip every week.
Oh yeah, Derek.
We've got our man E-Dubs Everett. We've got John Boyd, Boyd 17, so he was in the chat too. Are you still here?
Oh yeah, Boyd was in. Yeah. So who was Craig's son? Sorry.
As I Looked It, Aaron Looked It.
So what draft number is that? Sorry.
105. He's a Royal Raiders.
All right, so he's gone Gibbs, Thomas, Jacobs, Smith, Worthy, Stroud, Dunzy. It's a solid start. He's took his risks. He's took a risk with Judkins, obviously. Probably took a risk with Dunzy as well. But one of these Bears wide receivers is going to have to do something. So you know what I mean. He's actually his son's had a solid start to the draft. And let's have a look at Everett. Let's see. Are you bouncing back? Let's see. Neighbours, love it. London, love it. Wilson, love it. Daniels, love it. In the 4th round, Daniels, I like that. I like drafting quarterbacks later, but I think getting Daniels in the 4th I think that's a really good value. Connor, I am all in on Connor. I really am. I think he's a great value in drafts, and I've drafted him in other leagues. I'm happy to draft him. I think he's a great value. But in the back of your mind, you're just like, how many games is he going to miss this year? Eh? That's the only worry with Connor. By the way, Adams in the 6th round. Everett, you've got a bargain there. I think that's a great value. Montgomery, solid. Aaron Jones, pass catcher solid. Charbonnet back up for Ken Walker. Might end up playing half the season. Who knows? Everett, I'm trying to go through your team and give you some credit here, saying you've got a great draft and you've got Deebo Samuel at the end. Ruined it. What are you doing? Have you seen the pictures of the guy?
Actually,
he's been spending all off-season at Dunkin' Donuts.
No, apparently he's shredded quite a lot of it. He's looking rather fit again now that Terry's not there. But yeah, I like Everett's team.
No, I'm winding him up. I don't like Deebo Samuel, but that's just me. But yeah, it's a solid start to the draft. It looks like that'll be a playoff team if he keeps up, if he can get some depth, what he needs. I don't know what he's not got a tight end yet, so he'll need to try and get some value there. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, he's confident that McLaurin's going to leave.
Anyway, Matthew, we'll get to you in 2 divisions. You're in Division 4.
And who was it? John Boyd. We'll need to get to him. Barkley, McConkey, Brown, Hutch, love that start. Ken Walker, love that. Olave, not for me, but look, there's upside there. Judy, upside there. Ingram, I think he's a great value in tight ends. He's not going to be a top 3 or 4 tight end, I don't think. He's not got Ingram won't be the number 1 tight end. He doesn't have a chance of that. But I think he'll be a top 5 tight end. I think that's his ceiling. I think a good season for Ingram's a top 5 tight end. And so for where you're getting him, I think he's a great value. I really like that pick. And he's took his first defensive player. But sometimes you have to react to drafts. And in this draft, they're going a bit earlier. So if he's felt the need to go there, he's went there. So he seems happy with that. I think...
it looks like the tackling machine as well, so it does help. So.
Yeah. I think Boyd needs to strengthen that wide receiver room now, though, because the only guy you're really confident in is McConkey. Olave, if he plays, yes, he is. You put him in and you forget about him. Great, he'll get you enough points. The problem is he going to be fit? Is he going to So you need cover for Olave and Judy. It all depends on the quarterback room. Judy's proven that if he gets a good quarterback, he'll put up numbers, So I just think he needs a couple of wide receivers so he's not as boom bust. You don't want to be playing boom bust wide receivers every single week because you're just going to pull your hair out. So just I think Boyd, just a wee bit of strength at wide receiver, and I think his team will be looking solid. You got any negative thoughts on this one, Johnny? Or are you more positive this time round?
Dave's looks pretty good apart from taking 2 defenders at 4 and 5 and only having 1 running back after 9 rounds. But with Chase and
So
Burrow, Kittle, Harvey, Sutton, Downs and Myers is pretty good. But you could have had different players apart from 2 defenders at 5 and 6. So, but I like the rest of it, but having those 2 that early is not the best.
yeah, he's going to need to find some running backs for somewhere. I'm trying to see where else we can look. Ramsdale.
Good, but 2 quarterbacks this early is a bit daft.
Oh, wait, we need to talk about Derek's team. Because he'll be over the moon this week, because I'm sure Kelly wondered, did not? Did Kelly come on and win 2-0?
No. Kilmarnock drew 2-2. They had a player sent off and drew 2-2.
Oh, did they? Oh, were they not 2-0? Were they not 2-0 up at that in that game? Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
But they drew 2-2 at home with Livingston.
Oh, maybe not so happy then. But let's look at his team.
Happy, like, so.
Henry, I know like people in PPR leagues aren't big on him, but he runs and gets so many touchdowns. Like I think it'll be the same again this season with Henry. Like I think he'll put up another monster year. Like he'll put up like 18,000 yards, 1,800 yards. You know, he will, and probably double-digit touchdowns. You know, that's just going to be. He's so solid. McCaffrey, you know what I mean. If he stays fit, he'll do everything. Tyreek Hill, I don't like him. Other people are coming around to him now. So who knows? If Tyreek Hill was Tyreek Hill, he's going to be the bargain of all drafts. You know what I mean? Yeah. He is. Evans, he's like the Derrick Henry of wide receivers, Evans. He's just so solid. You don't have to worry about him. Just plug him in. Love Kamara. Love that pick in this format. That's your wee cheat code in there. Great pick. Metcalf, again, just solid. This is just a solid team. Like, he's just picked guys that are just going to be so consistent. It's a good draft. Don't like Pittman. That is the one pick. I don't like that one. But
I don't mind Pittman because Pittman has not been paid, but it depends who the quarterback is.
My problem with Pittman, it's personal. You know, he gets a bad back. He's got a bad back for like 10 games. Doesn't go on IR. Doesn't miss any time. Just can't he run on the field and scores you 0.5 points every week for 10 weeks. You know what I mean? So I'm Pittman for the rest of my life. Out. Never drafting him ever again in my life. So, sorry, it's personal between me and Pittman. And I'll never draft him again.
I remember from last week. I just wanted to wind you up. But yeah, I quite like three stats. So Bowers, St. Brown, Allen, and Jigba, Williams, Swift, Pacheco, Pollard. Zach Bond was a bit of a scoring machine last year. And Ron Jennings, if he can get fit. That's got a sturdy team too, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
it looks competitive. It does. It looks very competitive.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the next one up. We'll go Division 3. Division 3 is the next one up.
Yeah, Marwick Head. So, yeah, a bit of a variety this one. So you had 3 quarterbacks go 8, 9 and 10. But Porkbelly was in one in the middle. So you had Brian, his friend, Ed Pork, and Mark must have had a panic running about for Daniel, thinking they were all going to go. But yeah, so it made it a different draft here with the quarterbacks going really, really early. That left it open for other players to get good players, and you got Brewers in 102 by.
Oh yes, what you do.
But look at Jack. He's got Chase, Taylor, Jacobs, and Kamara, Evans, Kelsey, Mayfield, Jennings, and Cup. Cup might not be the best, but he'll still score some points. That's not a bad start from the 101.
Yeah, I'm saying it's all down to like players that I'm out on could end up. We could end up great. It's just like I'm out on Kelsey and I'm out on Cup, but I do like the rest of his stuff. But the one I like is Nick Tactics, 12 pick. Hooker, Neighbours, Higgins, Walker, Swift, Sutton, Ridley, Jalen Warren, Kraft. Why is it every time I get a team I like, they've all drafted Deebo Samuel at some stage to ruin it? Like, what is going on here?
Because you're the founding member of the Deebo Samuel Association.
Nick Tactics' only problem is that he needs running back depth. Like, say for me, if I'm Nick Tactics there and that's my draft, I'm taking Dobbins ahead of Deebo Samuel in that team because it just makes me feel safer. But I mean, like I said, Deebo could end up being amazing, and I've got egg on my face, But I do like Nick Tactics group. I love that team. I think it's a great draft. He just needs a bit more running back depth, and he'll be happy,
I quite like Mike J as well. He got promoted up from last year. You got Gibbs, Thomas, Brown in the third, Adams in the fourth, Harvey, Pickens, Pollard, Ingram, and Charbonnet.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's a great start. This is going to be another close to, but I think last year there was not much games between like first and eighth or ninth, so it's going to be another close division. So.
I'd say Port. Let's have a look at Port's team. Let's see: Jackson, McBride. See the problem. See when you go double onesie like that. So when you go kind of, you only need one quarterback and one tight end. See when you go them right at the start, you kind of need a bit of luck. And I think he's got it because I actually like the rest of his team. Like he's went Jackson, McBride, and then usually your positions kind of suffer a wee bit. But Kyron Williams in the third, that's one of the biggest bargains I've seen. Like that's a great value on Kyron Williams. He had him last year. He was brilliant. JSN for his first wide receiver in the fourth, brilliant. Caleb Johnson, like I love Caleb Johnson. I've been drafting him like everywhere. The only concern is week 1, week 2, week 3. Is he going to be the number one? Hawkinson, Johnny, you like the guy, And then the other two wide receivers, Pearsall could be the wide receiver one for San Francisco. Who knows? But he's got a chance. Shakir was looking like an all right pick until he got injured today. So we'll see what happens.
But yeah, and Blue might end up starting by the end of the season, but not at the beginning.
No, but I'm assuming Pork knows a bit more than we do about Dallas Cowboys running backs. I'm just assuming that. So, I think Pork's got a solid
question for you.
Oh, over under 4 wins.
It's a bit early to tell.
It's early to tell, but I can tell you right now, this team is 1,000% better than his team last year. So with that in mind, and with him getting Kyron Williams in the third, I'm going to say over 4 wins. I actually think he's going to be competitive this year at the very least. Last year his team wasn't competitive. I think this year he'll have a competitive team.
I have a question for you, and I will ask it at the end of the draft too. At the moment, who wins, Lemony Fresh or Pork Belly?
Right.
They two are good mates.
Right, let's see. Josh Allen, Hunter, Hall, Rice. So far, Pork, and it's just because Hunter, don't know what he is. Rashee Rice might end up missing 6 games. Mixon, is he going to start the season? Like Godwin, when's he going to play? I think Lemony Fresh is going to have I think Lemony Fresh is going to be in a. Well, I think he might be in a relegation battle. Just because. See, the problem is, when you draft that many question marks, yes, towards the end of the season, all these players might end up playing and he might have a brilliant team. But if he's already lost 4 games, it's so hard to come back for that. To make to make the playoffs. It's really hard. Like, Hunter could be great. He could be average. We just don't know. I'm saying Rashee Rice, Mixon. It's not so much Hunter, actually. It's more Rice, Mixon, and Godwin in the same team. You know what I mean? You're needing a lot of luck there, eh?
Yeah. Well, remember last year when in the Peasant Pork show, Kelly had somebody on the show with him that was staying with him.
Yeah. That was chaos.
That was Brian Lemony Fresh.
Yeah, he was a sound boy. Like I don't know. Was I on that one or was I just watching it? I can't remember.
I'm not sure, but I remember it being carnage.
It was carnage. It was utter carnage.
As per usual for the Peasant Pork show, but yes, it was.
Yes,
definitely better than last year. Everett said so. Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so are we saying Pork's done a good job here, Johnny? Is these the words that are coming out of our mouth? Are we saying Pork, well done? Is that what we're saying?
Well, he started okay, but it's too early to tell. He can still pork it. He hasn't picked Micah Parsons in the 4th round this year, so that's always a good thing.
That is always a good thing.
But no, it's a better start. I do like Jack's one, even though you don't like Kelsey and Cup, and I really like the Mike J one. So, but there's a lot of good ones. But you can go through them all. But to me, the most favourite so far, Mike J and Jack, the two that got promoted up last year. So.
But I like Nick Tactics is the one I like. I like Nick Tactics.
Yeah. I've just, as much as I love Kenneth Walker, and I really do, but I just wish he wasn't in Seattle. But I could say the same for Hall, to be honest, at the Jets. But
yeah, Brees Hall's going to be a really interesting dynasty player, like this season and next season, just to see where he's, because he's not going to, like, he's told reporters he's not going to be a Jet. Like, they're not going to give him a deal. He's going to leave. So, see, if you're a dynasty player, what are you going to do? Are you selling him, or are you going to wait and see where he ends up?
I know. They're pretty good at the Cowboys with that offensive line. But anyway, we'll go on to the final division.
The final one.
The Murphy Stain, and obviously this is one that Matthew Phillips is in. So he is the 104.
He's the 104, so Matthew will go over the 104 team. Let's just have a quick look. Wow, quarterbacks went really early on. And tight ends. Wow. All the, like your onesies.
Yeah, 4th.
Aye, so both the Division 4 division, the Division 4 of the West and the East went mad for quarterbacks and tight ends. And even there's a lot of IDP that's went is quite a lot as well for this stage of the draft, I will say. Yeah. So we start at number 4, who was it, Johnny? Number 4?
104. So he's got Barkley, London, Williams, Moore, Adams at the 5th, Kelsey, Pacheco, Calvin Ridley, Justin Herbert in the 9th, Trey Harris to pair up on the 10 or 9, and Trevor Lawrence is basically the backup.
So that's a solid team. I mean, a bit too early for 2 quarterbacks, I think. But I'll actually, that's a really great start. First 5 picks, great. If folk are in on Kelsey, that's fine. If you like him, you like him. That's, you know what I mean? Pacheco, I think he's a great value there. Ridley, just so solid. The only thing with Trey Harris is, and I know he's getting a lot of buzz, and I think he's worth the buzz. The only issue here is that Stephon Diggs was still on the board, so he's took Trey Harris over Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that's.
I wouldn't do that personally. I would have took Stephon Diggs. Yeah. But other than that, he's had it looks like a solid draft. No glaring holes. He's got 3 good starting running backs, so now he just wants to draft backup guys. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Wide receivers, he's got 5. Well, he's got 4 definite starters and Trey Harris, so he'll just want a bit more depth at wide receiver. You know what I mean? It's a solid draft. He's had a really good, solid draft there.
I agree with that. I probably would have taken Diggs over Harris, but if Diggs had gone before and Coleman was there, I would have taken Harris over Coleman. But no, I like that team. Actually, it's pretty good. I was looking along. I like the Flemboat's team, but the fact that he's only got 3 wide receivers and one of them Price, and he's also got Myles Garrett in the 907.
I don't like that.
I like the John Boyd one. McCaffrey, A-Chain, Harrison, Hubbard, Smith, Flowers, Pearsall, Ferguson, Ellis, who I got sniped for in my own league. He's got Coleman and J.D. Blue. She's obviously getting a bit of a loss for the last couple of picks because they're getting a bit weird, but
that's a solid. Yeah, that's another solid one, Johnny. That's just like there's no holes there. You've got 3 running backs that are all going to start. And you know what? I know Marvin Harrison. I mean, I think he's going to I think he's been. I know he was drafted so high up, but he didn't have a bad season. You know what I mean?
He just didn't get a touchdown.
Yeah, and he was a bit disappear. Like he'd play really good one game, and then he'd kind of go missing a game, and then I know he wasn't consistent, but he was a rookie. I just think I think Marvin Harrison could have a really good season. You know what I mean? I really do. I think it's on the cards for sure. So yeah, that's another good. The other team I've seen here, I like it because he's got the start. He's got Bijan, Hurts, AJ Brown. Oh, 3 picks. I love that start. I think that's a great start. And then he's going Tyreek Hill, which, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm out on him. Other people like him. Metcalf, solid. He was going to start every game. Worthy, Igbuka. And then he's got Johnny, he's got your favourite thing. Backup running back.
Yeah, I did see that. But backup running back, it could be starting running back, but not maybe to start. But I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah, so he needs to try and work something out at running back.
You're welcome, Matthew. I hope the reviews are good throughout the season, and obviously before the end of the draft too. But wait till Pork and the Pez get ahead of it. So
I always look at guys' names as well. Like, see, there's a guy for me. He's so good in other leagues. Suarez Power. Like, I've been in a few leagues with him. Yeah. He does really well. So I'd be interested to see. He's went double IDP early, but he's got 2 of the best ones. So we'll see if it works out for him or not. But I like his team: Jefferson, Daniels, Collins, Walker. Who's the Waddle, and then he's got Jennings. You know what I mean? It's more, you know, when you just recognise a name and you're in a lot of leagues with them and they always tend to do well. Suarez Power is one of those guys. So it'll be interesting to see how he ends up, because he's normally pretty solid in leagues.
I'm not sure how to say his name actually, so I don't want to make it wrong. The spelling of it, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so I won't mark it up. So,
well, there's the second overall pick as well. It's went that double quarterback tight end. It's always a risk, but then he's went Irvin, Kamara, really solid. Franklin, you know what I mean? It's not the way I would draft, but fair enough. Then he's got Williams, Olave, Debo, Shakir, Pittman. That is trouble, eh? Those wide receiver room. It's like Williams, fine. Could be great. You know what I mean? He could be really, really good, Williams, this year, but Olave, question marks. Samuel, question marks. Shakir, he's been unlucky with, but now question marks. Pittman, question marks. So you've drafted 5 wide receivers, and 4 of them have got health concerns, or you know what I mean, form concerns, whether they're going to be good enough. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, no, there's some nice teams there, but there's some what the dickens moments for some of the teams. That's just where but yeah, some of them look really, really good, and then you go, oh shit, they've only got 3 wide receivers and one of Rasheed Rice. Then you're picking up Myles Garrett. You could have picked up Higgins or Cup, Godwin, Jennings, anybody, even Stephon Diggs instead of Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Jennings would have been really good as well. I'm really high on Jennings. I think he's going to be great this year. So yeah, and Diggs as well, like you said. Like I said, like me and Johnny, we're
not experts.
We are not we will be wrong on players. We're just giving our opinions here. So hopefully, if we're not positive about your team, we could be totally wrong, and then you can ram it down our throats when we are.
Apart from Ross,
preferably Johnny's.
Hey. Just because I get to talk in this one, but no, I've enjoyed doing the review. It's good, and obviously, we'll have to go over the Rousey Cup at some point, but we can do that in a couple of weeks once all the drafts all done and dusted.
Yeah, so before the season starts, me and Johnny will have a look, and if there's anything that needs maybe explaining. So yeah, the Rousey Cup will definitely. If it's just the Rousey Cup, it will just be like a 5-minute video we'll just do it. But if there's other things, we'll see what happens.
Well, for the newcomers, probably the bit about the promotion and relegation might have a breakdown in that.
Yeah, exactly. We can go over stuff like that. Yeah, so we'll do a quick video like that, and then obviously for the guys wondering, so when the draft's all done, there will be an overall show about all the drafts when all the drafts are finished. But I can tell you, it's going to be at least a couple of weeks, because I know my division draft's going quite slow, so it's going to be a couple of weeks till we finish up, I think, at least. Yeah. So don't know where it will be, because Craig usually does it, Pez and Porks will normally do it, It's trying to find times that suit everyone, and so we'll see. But it will be on Johnny. Will post it. It'll be on one of the show's channels, and so there will be a big review of everything, and there will be obviously the guys that are on, whoever's doing it, will make some picks on who they think will make the playoffs. Or no, it's usually who wins. They don't. It's usually just a winner for each division.
Yeah. Well, it'd be quite fun for a playoffs one, but that would take a bit longer.
Yeah, I think it does take a long time. So that will be coming. Where it will be, we'll see. It might be on, probably Craig will do one, and then Pez and Pork will probably do one. We'll see what happens. And then during the season,
we'll try and get you on one of the shows, either the one on Monday or the one on the Tuesday night, to get that.
Yeah, I'll maybe. Yeah, I'll try and jump on one of them, but we'll see. We'll just see what happens. But hopefully, everyone found this interesting. It's just a bit of fun as well, just see if folk are doing. Yeah. And hopefully, you all found it enjoyable.
Yeah, and by the nobody's actually watching, but if anybody wants IDP, I have been working on it at the draft school, and they are on a bit later. Give me a shout and I'll send you the link.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you for those that watched. John, Everett, Matthew, Gary for a short spell. It was nice. It was good to see people on and taking part with a little chat down the bottom. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. And happy drafting for the left. Mine will be finished tomorrow, so I'll give you all away when it's finished.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And Johnny, it's been great talking about the drafts with you again, Paul.
It's been cheers.